the Citybird SUV.
Rajasthan Royals tasted defeat for the first time against Gujarat Titans. Will they return to winning ways as they make the trip to Mullapur to face Punjab Kings? On Maruti Suzuki Arena presents ESPNcricinfo Timeout. We're in the company of Mitch McClenaghan and Wasim Jaffer to build up to that game. Rajasthan, 5 matches played, they've won 4. It was the same situation last season, after which there was a dramatic slide and they were nowhere close to finishing in the top 4. Does this side to you, Wasim, suggest that they are in a better place to avoid the pitfalls of last season?
Yeah, I suppose so. I mean, the kind of team they have now, and compared to last season, I don't see that happening. They must have learned their lessons, but obviously they should have got over the line in the last game, considering what kind of situation they were in. So it was a pretty good chase by Gujarat, but they are a good side. So I don't see that happen this season.
There's a few positive things out of that camp, even with that loss, right? Is that Riyan Parag, again, was sensational. So you've got some confidence in the batting. Jaiswal got a start, which we've been waiting and wanting to see him get back into some form. And that batting lineup looks very, very solid. So I think there's a few tinkering that they need to make on the bowling front. I think they need to back in Trent Boult to bowl more than his 2 overs. He's a far better player than that. And he can definitely bowl 2 at the front, 1 in the middle and 1 at the death, and just take some pressure off the other guys at that point. And I guess they'll be swinging on Andre Berger and Sandeep Sharma to be back as well. So I think they've got the resources to be able to rectify the mistakes that they made last year and not falter this time.
Yes, assuming Berger and Sandeep don't come back, who've been so key to them and their success so far, are there tactical lessons for them to learn in terms of especially how they handled their overs and their bowling at the back half of that innings?
Yeah, definitely. Look, I understand that when someone's bowling well, Kuldeep Sen was bowling well, that you kind of back them in and on their day. But when games get close, you need to go to your experienced players. And Bolty's a guy that you'd love to, any side would love to have in their armoury when the pressure comes on. So I think you've got to trust that. Secondly, I think if you're going to bowl someone in the 17th over, I think you would prefer to have Chahal bowl that 17th over as opposed to Ashwin. I think Ashwin, they got the overs muddled up in the middle there. So if you do have to have a spinner bowl the 17th, Chahal's got the skill to take it wider.
For Punjab Kings, their last 2 outings have been all about Shashank Singh and Ashutosh Sharma. They pulled off a heist against Gujarat Titans and they nearly pulled off another one against Sunrisers Hyderabad. That's a big positive, Wasim, for that batting lineup. But if you also look at the other side of those last 2 games, no one else has really contributed with bat, barring Jitesh Sharma.
Yeah, I mean, the top 3 needs to step up, without a doubt. Bairstow, Shikhar and Prabh Simran, they need to contribute when you're chasing such a big score. It's a good thing that Shashank and Ashutosh have done it for back-to-back games, and that's a positive thing. And also, I'm a little bit surprised with the entry point with Jitesh Sharma. Last season, he was consistently batting at 5, if not 6, and he's a good striker of spin bowling. So I was a little surprised that Shashank Singh was preferred ahead of him. Shashank Singh is better known to be a finisher. So they need to get that right, and on top of that, the top 3, especially Bairstow, Shikhar and Prabh Simran has to fire.
Now that we have seen 5 games, have you seen enough of Bairstow to perhaps raise the question that he drops out for a few games and you try something else, and who do you bring in?
Yeah, generally around that 5-6 game is a good measure of where a player's at. Look, the game previous to this, we saw Johnny look very, very nice. Played some classical shots through extra cover, looked dangerous again. He got met with his matchup, right? Pat Cummins has him for dinner more often than not, unfortunately for Johnny. I would give him another game, purely on the basis that I think Jitesh has been impactful down the bottom. Shashank Singh and Ashutosh Sharma have been high quality. So I think you've got the luxury of actually giving him one more game because those guys are actually performing really nicely. Yep, there's pressure on Johnny. 100% there's pressure on Johnny.
Yeah, I think probably they could look at Atharva Taide for that matter. I mean, he had a pretty good season last season, couple of really good 50s. striking at almost 160. Prab Simran hasn't given me that confidence. I mean, he's got starts, but he's played some, some ordinary shots. So you could probably look to bring a left-hander. He's been pretty good form in domestic cricket as well. So I mean, that is one area they can look to. I mean, whether they want to give another game to Prab Simran. I mean, this is, they won 2 and lost 4, is it? Or so it's a
1-2 and lost 3.
Lost 3, yeah. So it's a tricky time to make up a decision. But that top 3 has to stand up for sure.
All right. Quick predictions. Who are you backing?
I think Rajasthan will bounce back.
Punjab has a tendency to win one and lose one, so backing them to win this one.
You've seen that closely. It's a split panel here. Let's see what we can expect in Mullapur. Be sure to join the build-up to the game just before toss time on Maruti Suzuki Arena presents ESPNcricinfo Timeout.
All new hot and techy Brezza, the Citybird SUV.